now. Kaylee McEnany, along with Democratic strategist Andrew Feldman. Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
Kaylee, you heard what the media was saying back in 2016. I know that Eric is being cautious. We just heard from him. And in fact, he told me off camera, he doesn't like to, say that we're going to win because there's some superstitious part of him. I get that. I understand that. But when you look at what the Democrats are saying over and of course we're going to take the House, how do you react?
I react the way I did in 2016, which is that is false. No one can predict that at this point. I foresaw President Trump's victory on the horizon. I was on a CNN set and saw them all melt down when, in fact, he prevailed.
Well, what is it that you saw? I mean, how did you see through those polls that were telling you something else entirely, Kaylee?
Looking on the ground, you saw Trump signs everywhere, the rallies, the number of people showing up. There was a definite feeling on the ground that something was happening. I think we have a similar feeling now, but here's the question. Is the Trump voter a Republican voter? Does that translate? Because Trump pulled in moderate Democrats, he pulled in independents. Our task at the RNC is to make that voter a Republican voter. That's the task.
Now, and it's tricky because I think that he commands a lot in the way of star power. He packs the stadiums, Andrew, but that doesn't necessarily mean that those voters are going to be as enthusiastic about their Republican candidate in any of these local elections as they are, say, maybe about the president himself. So does his ability to sort of get, the base all rallied up transfer, is that going to be a challenge as far as you see it?
No, it's a big challenge for Donald Trump. I don't think he's rallying his base the way they want him to. Paul Ryan called him over the weekend and said, please talk about the economy and not immigration. And he said, no, I'm going to talk about immigration. And the reality is that is not good for Donald Trump.
Really?
Right?
Because, I'm going to, we have the pictures. I mean, we'll show you. We've been talking about immigration, too. And I'll tell you why, Andrew, because immigration is an issue.
Do you want to put up the photos? You want to put up the photos of the rallies with Andrew Gillum in Florida? Thousands of people taking the street and marching to the polls yesterday. I guarantee you that we're going to have a great night in Florida and Ohio because people are running away from Donald Trump. A poll today in Ohio showed over 50% of Republican union members are voting against Donald Trump and for Democrat Cordray in Ohio tomorrow. And I'm telling you, I think we're in a really good position, but we're not letting up.
You look at those pictures right there. You see those people that are crossing through the river. You see, we showed people earlier being transported in vehicles, and we're being told by the administration that basically they are being assisted and helped by these very organized groups. I do think the economy is a major accomplishment and something that the president can
Donald Trump
rightly
doesn't.
tout.
He's not talking about it.
However, this also is a big concern to voters. So politically speaking, doesn't this resonate?
Oh, this absolutely resonates. And President Trump is talking about the economy. That's false. That's fake news. And he's also talking about immigration. You can talk about a lot of things in an hour-and-a-half long rally. Immigration is key. Every Harvard-Harris poll conducted shows that 56% want a barrier on the southern border. 80% do not want open borders. They want strict border enforcement. And this president, by the way, you talk about him not mobilizing voters, that is inaccurate. Every single rally he does, we see the movement in our polls at the RNC. We see the fact that he rallies in Tennessee and Marsha Blackburn all of a sudden takes a double-digit lead. Same thing in Nevada. There is quantifiable change.
It's not
this
happening
president
in Florida.
mobilizes voters.
It's not happening in Ohio. And this immoral hate rhetoric that he is spewing every single night because he can't talk about the economy is energizing
our base. And I'm tired of that, the immoral hate and all that business. And somehow calling him a racist.
These people,
no.
Can I just add one thing, Trish? These people that are walking here, and 1,000 miles away, by the way, we don't know how many are actually going to come, but they are fleeing murder and rape and
560
death.
miles away right now tonight. So they've made some good progress.
What happens if your kids were in that position?
Okay,
Would you tell them to leave Honduras?
I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to tell you, don't think for 2 seconds, Andrew Feldman, that I don't have empathy for these people. I absolutely do. But I also have empathy for the people that are in our country right now. Do you really want to have 12,000, 7,000, whatever the number may be, because daily it changes, coming into this country and doing so illegally and then applying for asylum? No. To me, you do it the right way. You do it the proper way.
Illegally.
And anywhere else in the country, in the world, if you want to come into the United States of America, you have to apply for asylum
the right
in the
to come to our border and apply for asylum.
Right.
My grandmother came here from Nazi
Germany. Andrew, we're not going to go through all this again, but they're coming through here illegally, then they're disappearing into the system, and that is the concern. We want it to happen the right way, and I am all for bringing people that want to be American, that